And joining me now to assess it all, A.B. Stoddard, Associate Editor, columnist for Real Clear Politics, Francesca Chambers, White House Correspondent for the Daily Mail, and Charlie Spies, political law attorney, strategist, and Great American. Good to have you all with us. I haven't talked to you in person in so long. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure that we've ever talked in person.
I'm always on remotely. It's so good to be here.
Great to see you. The Real Clear Politics average, Donald Trump by a percent of the national. I mean, he is doing great in all of the battleground states where people were saying, you know, he's got to have some kind of help to get to Ohio, Florida, Pennsylvania, all of them in play.
Well, the Clinton campaign and Democrats have been basically arguing that this is a convention bounce, and we'll see how Hillary Clinton does after this. But if you've looked at the polls over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, they're spending millions of dollars on ads that promote her, but also ads that disparage Donald Trump. And still, it is very tight in those states. Seemingly, those ads aren't working.
Yeah, and we're talking about, when Francesca talks about money being spent, A.B., we're talking about a couple $100 million.
Well, it's 40 to 1. She's outspending him 40 to 1.
The last number I'd seen, by the way, was 15 to 1. So
no,
this is
40 to 1 and not gaining on him in the polls. In fact, slipping ever since the FBI director came out and sort of politically indicted her. And then we're looking at, I've seen in this battleground state of Pennsylvania, very devastating ads, actually, that super PACs, pro-Trump super PACs have taken out for him about her speeches and hitting her at her honesty and her trust deficit. So it's really true. He has thought all along, Lou, and we all wondered how he could do it, that he could do this sort of on the cheap, not a lot of people on the ground, not a big operation, do it from the air, from Twitter, from TV. But he has penetrated the key states where he's going to be fighting with her, and those are the states, there's only 6 or 7 of them. Mitt Romney lost by fewer than 334,000 votes in 4 states. If you concentrate your attention and your resources in the right places, you can win, and he's winning in the right places.
People forget this, and some are not aware of it, but the winning margin for Barack Obama in 2012, those votes amounted to New York and California. And as you say, you can distribute it a number of ways in terms of electoral votes, but this has got to be very profoundly upsetting to the Clinton camp. Charlie Spies, you're a longtime Republican strategist and leader. You've got to be impressed by what Donald Trump has been able to do here.
I am impressed by these numbers, and to have the convention going on in Pennsylvania and have his numbers be as good as they are in Pennsylvania has to be scaring the heck out of the Clinton team.
And what do you attribute it to? Because traditionally we look at campaigns and say you got to have a great ground game. You have got to be organized. You've got to have a $500 million war chest just for your super PACs. You've got to have $1 billion. That was for the last cycle. This one, the numbers were going to be much higher. Absolutely not, says Donald Trump. He is running a much more, let's put it this way, efficient campaign.
At the moment he is, but I wouldn't rest on his laurels. This could just be a convention bounce, and the Democrats are very good at targeting voters and doing turnout with negative messages. So I still think Donald Trump needs to raise that money and put together the traditional ground game to supplement his very savvy media manipulation.
Well, we're hearing some numbers for this month that have to be very encouraging to the Trump campaign, to the Republican National Committee. Those numbers obviously won't be final and I'm sure the Republicans are pleased with that. But the numbers that I'm hearing right now should be encouraging to the GOP. As Charlie says, it's a long way to go here, but it looks like Trump has created a structure and an organization. Paul Manafort leading it now with great effect. there
But
seems
it all
to be
comes
a
down
difference.
to turning out those votes on election days. We saw it in 2012. I mean, that was the biggest thing that hurt Mitt Romney was the turnout. There were places where John McCain won that Mitt Romney didn't win because they didn't get their votes turned out. So the ground game, that operation is going to be very, very important. And even with the chaos that you're seeing within the Democratic Party right now, they have established those operations in all 50 states, and they're working very hard on that. And Hillary Clinton will be going on a bus tour as well.